Hello friends, welcome. In this video I'm going to start a new mini-series. I'm going to create a Laravel project and add the filament and use the roles and permission from the Spatie package. So first I'm going to open the terminal and I am inside the sites directory, and here I'm going to create a new Laravel project. So Laravel new, and I'm going to name it filament roles. Okay. Then if you go to the documentation of the filamentphp, to install we need to run the composer or require filament/filament and the version which is right now 2.0, and I think is waiting to update the Livewire to version 3, and then we are going to have also the version 3 of filamentphp. So let's copy this command and let's navigate in the project, so filament dash roles, and let's add this command. Then we need to make the user and navigate to the /admin, and we are going to have a admin dashboard. That's it, very easy. But first you need to have to create a database. So if I open this with a VS Code, by default the Laravel is going to give us a name of the database, the name we added here, but with underscores, as you can see here, filament roles. And let's open the table plus, and I'm going to create that. Okay, here, so say new, paste that name, filament underscore roles, and let's open this. And now let's run the artisan migrate. So I have an alias for PHP artisan, just a artisan migrate, and then let's copy this command to create a filament user. Paste in here, give it the name, I'm going to name it admin, give it an email address, I'm going to say admin example.com, add the password, and I'm going to say password word, and let's say no for now, and we are okay now. If we navigate here to the project, and because I have installed the Laravel Valet, I can open the project using filament roles test, and yeah, here we have the project. And now if we navigate to the /admin, we need to sign in, and we have a nice admin panel. So let's navigate in here to the /admin. We need to log in with the admin example.com and add the password. And yeah, now we have the admin in a minute. So let's reset this, just to have something like this. And right now it's empty. We can sign out. We have this welcome and sign out also, and the documentation and GitHub for the filament. And that's easy is to create a admin panel with filament, which is very popular in the Laravel community. And we are going to use the plugins, and let's filter by Spatie, and here we have the roles and permission. And this plugin is not by Spatie, it's by this user. But if you go to the visit GitHub, and here he said this plugin is built on top of a Spatie permission package. Okay, so we need to install the Spatie permission, and we are going to use this one. Okay friends, that's it about this video, and see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome. In this video we are going to install the plugin, and if you go here to the filamentphp and in the plugins, and I'm going to add a filter by Spatie, and here as you can see we have one filament authentication here which has user role resource management. We have also this one which is shared roles and permission, and I had a comment here why I'm not using this one, because in the previous video I said I'm going to use this one here, and if we see this has more stars than this one, but I'm not going to use either this one or this one. I'm going to use the Spatie roles and permission, and I'm going to create myself the resources, because this plugin is just going to create resources, as you can see, for the Spatie permission. So let's go to the Spatie permission package, and I'm going to go inside the documentation, and let's install in Laravel. Let's copy this command, and I'm going to navigate in our project. Okay, let's open the terminal and paste that command in, hit enter. Then we need to run the PHP artisan vector publish. Okay, after this one, optimize clear. And the last one is the say PHP artisan migrate. So let's say this one. Very good. Now what I'm going to do, if you go basic usage, first we need to add the has roles in the user model, and let's do that. So let's open the user model, and in here add the trait has roles, and make sure you import the trait here from Spatie permission traits has a role. Let's save and let's close this one. Then to create a role, we need to say role create name and give it the name. Also the same for permission create, and we need to specify the name. And what I'm going to do, if we go in our project and inside the database seeders, here I'm going to create one role which is the super admin role, or just admin you can say. Let's say only admin. I'm going to create this one here, and let's import the role from Spatie permission models role. Also I'm going to create a user, so that I'm going to uncomment this, and the name of the user is going to be just admin, and let's say here admin example.com. Now the password is password. If you go inside the factories, user factory, here we have the password, which is this hash string, which is returning the password. Okay, so now we have created the user, and let me remove this one and import the user model, app models user, and I'm going to assign a user variable to this one, and we have the user, we have the role. I'm going to assign the role admin, so let's say admin to this one, to this user. So let's say $user assign role $role. Okay, and if you go here using permissions via roles, yeah, here we have user assign role and give it a name. In this case I'm going to say role because we have the role here. or you can say just admin. And with that, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh the database. So I'm going to delete the user and create this one user, create the role and assign this role to this user. So let's say here, artisan migrate fresh dash seed. Okay. Now if I open the project, which is this one, and let's navigate in the /admin, we need to log in with this user. So the admin example.com, let's copy that and let's add the password. And yeah, here we are. That's okay. But if I'm going to create another one, and let's say this is going to be user 1, and let's create another one down there, who is going to be the user 2. And this user 2 is just going to be a test user. And also a test here. And I'm going to assign the role admin only to the user 1. Okay, and for this one we don't need to assign it here with a variable, so just create another one here. Let's save and let's run again the PHP artisan migrate fresh dash seed. Come here and refresh. We are logged in. Let's sign out and let's log in again. But let's try log in with this one. So as a test example.com and add the password. And yeah, we are here. So we can, if we create another user, we are going to ask to access this admin. To prevent this one, let's navigate in the filamentphp and not inside the plugins, but in the documentation. And here we have the users and authorizing access to the admin panel. We need to add the implements filament user in the user model and create this method inside. So only the user who has the admin, which ends with something like this and has verified the email, is going to access that. And let's do that. So let's copy this and let's say implements filament user. So let's navigate in the user model again. Let's say implements filament user. Okay, and down there I'm going to create that method. And now let's say where this email ends with we don't need to say with example.com because both of them has example.com. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to say return and remove everything only if this, which is user, has the role and the name of the role is admin. And let's save this now. Let's navigate back and let's refresh. And now we have forbidden. Let's log out. So I'm going to go to the application filament and let's clear. And let's log in now with the admin user. So again, I'm going to remember this now, adminexample.com. And add the password. And let's say sign in. And with the admin, we have access to the dashboard. Okay, friends, now only the admin user, which is this one we created with a seeder. So whenever we are going to install this project, we are going to run the artisan seed and create these two users, or you can remove this one and create only this one. But I just created this to show you only the admin user which we given this role has access to the admin panel right now. Okay friends, so that's it about this video. I hope you enjoy and see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome. Now in this video I'm going to create a resource for the roles. If you go here to the filamentphp in the documentation, we have resources here. And you can read for all of them, but to create a resource we can copy this command here and run in our terminal. So I'm going to open the project. Open the iTerm first, and let's navigate in my sites directory and cd in the filament roles. And I'm going to open with VS Code. Okay. And in here, I'm going to open the terminal and paste that command in. But I'm going to create for the roles. So let's change the name from customer to say role. So PHP artisan make filament dash resource is the command and the name is role. Hit enter. And now we have the successfully created role resource. And inside the app, we have now the filament here, which has the role resource class. And also we have inside the role resource folder, we have the create, edit, and list roles classes, but we are going to work only with this one. So the role resource. And here we have the model, which is the role class, but and this role is coming from app models role. We need to change that because this is going to come from the Spatie. So let's remove this and let's import the rows from Spatie. So from the Spatie permission models role, like this. And now here we have, okay. And we have a form which is going to change in the schema, and we are going to add some fields here, and then we have a table, filters, actions, and bulk actions. Now, if you don't have used the filament before, I have a tutorial in my channel, so you can find in the description in the lists of playlists I have also for the filament. So go and check that. And let's open the filament here, and if we go inside the form builder, what we need for the role, we need only the name. So which is going to be a text field, and here we have a fields, and let's see the text input. Now here we have an example of text input make, give it a name. In our case, it's going to be name, is email or not, is numeric or not, is password or not, telephone, and URL. So I'm going to copy this one, which is for our needs, min length of 2 and max length of 255. So let's copy that and let's open the VS Code, and inside the schema, we need to add this one, and we need to import the text input. Okay. And we have imported the text input, and let's save and let's see now. If we go to our project, refresh, we have roles here, new role, and yeah, we have this name, and we can create a new role. Now, first, let's go back and let's display the roles here. For that, we need to use the a table builder. So let's scroll up, and here we have a table builder, and we want to display the text column. So we can see here the text column. And here we have an example. So let's copy that and let's open this role resource, which is inside here. This is for the form, and this is for the table, which return the table and the columns. Inside here, let's add that text column, and we need to import that text column here. Just make the name, not the title. We need to give the name. And let's see now, if I refresh, as you can see, we have the admin. Okay, and if I click edit, we have admin here, and we don't need to create another form here. We have this one, which is going to work for create and for the edit. So let's go and create a new one, and let's say, for example, writer. Okay, so here we have create and create or create another. Let's click the create. And we have created now. As you can see, we have the notification, and we redirected back to the edit page. As you can see, we have the edit role here. Now if you go, so when we create, it's going to redirect to the edit. If we go back, we have the admin and writer. Let's create a new one, and let's say user, and let's say create. Yeah, we already created, and we are in the edit mode to go to the roles, and now we have 3 of the roles. And we can edit as well. So let's go to the user, let's say user updated, save changes, saved, go back to the roles, and yeah, we have the user updated. Okay, this is for this video. I hope you enjoy, and see you in the next one when we are going to create the permissions. So see you there. Hello friends, welcome. Now in the previous video we worked with the roles resource. We display here only the name, and we can change that. Also we have here to create a new role, and we have this name, and we are going to change this to have more good looking form. We are going to add a card, and maybe ID and create a tab or update a tab here. Also maybe a search if you like, and the delete button in here. Instead of to delete, we need to go to the edit and delete. Now to generate a resource, we run this command, which created the resource, role resource class, and also the role resource folder, which has the pages folder and the create, edit, and list roles. We have a simple flag by creating a resource with a flag simple, which is going to create only the resource role resource class. Also we have this the generate, which is going to generate that the same with a resource, but is going to populate the form and the model. Also we have here with soft deletes if you want to like. But if we use right now this one, it's not going to populate the form, because so in this video we are going to work with permissions, and let's do this. Let's copy this command here, and I'm going to open the terminal and paste that in and install. And let's create the permission. It's not going to create the form and the table, because the permission is not in our models. So this is in the Spatie models. And let's do that. Let's clear and just test. So if I paste this one, just instead of customer, let's say permission. And let's say generate. Okay. Let's go in the filament. We have permission. Resource, as you can see, is empty because the model, we have permission here and it's looking for inside the app models permission. But let's generate also one more for the users and change the model from permission to say user, hit enter. And now let's see the difference here. If you go to the user resource in the form, now we have all the fields because it's going to look inside the user model and is going to find that the fields we have there. Okay, now I'm going to go inside the role resource and copy this text and add inside the permission because it's going to be almost the same. Also, let's import this first. And I don't know why this shortcut is not working in my editor, but let's change also the permission model here. Remove this and import the class from Spatie permission models. Okay. And then go back and just copy this text column, make, and paste inside the table. Also import this one. And let's save. Let's go in our project. And if I refresh, now we have roles, permission, and users. And let's go to the permission. We don't have any permission. Let's create a new permission. Let's say create posts, and we redirected here. If I go to the permission, yeah, we have the create posts here. Okay, if I go to the user, we have the name, email verified, and the password, and here we have also the created ad and updated ad. So let's go to the users, and we have 2 users here with all the fields. When we update now, as you can see, we have this is required, but if I want to update, for example, only the name or the email and don't update the password, this is going to throw an error. So yeah, we need to require this. We need to change this one, but let's work in the permission. So let's, and also inside the text in the form, let's make this required. We're going to change the required here. Okay, and also change the unique. We need to be unique, this one. So if I save and let's go and create this create posts again. So let's say create posts, and the name has already been taken. And if I say again here, yeah, it's going to create. Now, if you don't like the redirect back, you can, let's search here for the redirects, and we can change that, for example, here. So we need to add this method in the create page, on the create page class. So let's copy that and let's navigate in the permission, create page here, and paste that method in, and let's save it. And let's see now if I let's delete this. Okay, and let's create a new permission, and let's say new, create, and now we redirected back. Also, let's do the same in the roles, create, paste that in, hit save, and also in the users, create, because I like to redirect to the index. Now, I said in the previous video, if you don't know more about Filament, I have a full tutorial in my playlist in the description, so you can check that, or you can go and visit this filamentphp.com and read the documentation for what you like, and also have the search here to search what you don't know. Okay, so we have we can create a user. Let's go and just test this user now. Test at test.com, and add the password here. And if I say create, yeah, we have that, but the email verified that is not displaying here. And we can edit, but edit as I said, so if I say edit, we need to add the password, and we need to work with this, and we can delete. Yeah. Okay, friends, one more thing here. If I go and create, I want to add a card, and if I come here, so form builder, because in the form we need to add a card, and if you go to the layout, we have the card here. So to add the card, we need to add this card make and add the schema. Also can change the columns. So let's go in the, I'm going to add to all of them. So inside here, I'm going to say card from filament form components, make, and change the schema here, which is going to be an array, and inside of the array we put that one. Okay, now here we are in the permissions, and if we go now in the permission, new permission, as you can see, we have this card here, and let's do the same in the roles. So let's add the card and say make, and change the schema. It's going to be an array with all of our fields. In this case, we have only one, and the same in the users. So let's add the card, say make, and schema, add an array with all other fields inside, and let's say save. Now go to the roles. Card table does not exist. I think we have in the role resource, and we have added this in the table. My mistake here in the form, and not in the table. And let's save. Okay, let's go new role. Yeah, let's go to the users, and the same I think we have done in the users. Yeah, inside the table I have moved the okay, and refresh. Let's see, new user, and now we have this nice card here. Also, we can change that columns. So let's add inside the users the columns to be 2, and now if I refresh, we have 2 columns. Okay friends, that's it about this video. I hope you enjoy and see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome. And the first thing in this video, I'm going to change this required in the password when we edit the user. And if you go to the filamentphp and go to the tricks here, and just let's search for the password. And here we have an example, a hashing password field, and handling the password updates from the then you have a password field like this, and you want to hash the password when the form is submitted. We call the date state using callback function, add in the state and say hash make. Okay, but you don't want to override the existing password if the field is empty, and we call here the date if the field have state. And also here for the required, you want the required password to be filled on the create page, not on the edit, but this need to be updated to this one. So required, add the function, add the page here, which is going to be the Livewire, the create page. And if the Livewire is instance of that create user, in our case, not create record, but create user, if that is okay, it's going to be required, otherwise it's not going to be required. So let's copy this show here, and let's open the VS Code inside the app, filament, user resource. Here when we have a password, after the password, let's add this show, and let's import the hash. Okay, the class has imported, and now let's add this to the required. So here when you have the required, paste that in, import the page, and as I said, this is going to come from the filament resources pages page, and is create user. Now if this is create user, is going to be required. And let's see, let's come here and let's refresh. First we need to save this one, and now refresh. Yeah, we don't see the this is required, but if I go to the users and let's say new user, and here is required the password, we see the red asterisk here. Okay, next, go to the permission and go to the roles. We have only one role, and let's create a new role. Let's say, for example, writer. Okay, and we redirected back. As you can see, we have here created as a notification. If you don't like, you can change that. And also when we update, so let's update this. Let's say updated, save changes. If you don't like to see the stay here and to see this notification, you can change. So we can redirect to the index and also change that notification. Now for the notification, we can go to the documentation here and resources. So when you creating records, here we have customizing the save notification, and we can add this. Or if we creating records in a modal, we can just call this create action, make, and then change the success notification type. In our case, we use pages. So let's copy this and let's navigate for the roles in the create role and paste this one and say, for example, role created instead of just save. Yeah. Let's go also on the edit role or in the permission create first and paste it here. And let's say permission created here, save, close this one, and the same thing in the user I'm going to do. And let's say user registered. Okay. Save. And as I said, we can do the same thing when we update. So let's go to the edit and paste this in here, get redirect URL and get the URL index, save, close. On the edit of the role, the same thing, save, close, and on the edit of permission, I'm going to do the same thing. Now, for the notification on the edit records, we can say get save notification title, because in the create we said get created. On the edit is get saved notification, and let's say user updated, or in this case is permission updated. You can change what you like. Let's go to the role and let's say role updated, and in the user also user updated. Okay, very good. Now if we go to the roles and let's update this, and I'm going to remove this one and let's say save changes, we say role updated and we redirect to the index. Very good. And the same thing we can have for the permission. So let's say, for example, create posts like this, say create, permission created, and we redirect to the index. Very good. Now with a filament you can edit almost everything. So let's, for example, I want to have users up here, then roles, then permission. So if you go to navigation, let's say get it started, and here we have the navigation sort. So let's copy this and I'm going to go in the user resource, and up here I'm going to say navigation sort, and this is going to be the first one. And also you can change the arrow icons. So for example, here I'm going to add users or user group. And if I come here and refresh, as you can see, we have users here and we have changed that icon, and this is using arrow icon. So if you go to the arrowicons.com, and for example, let's change also the roles and permission. And for the roles, let's say I want, I'm just going to pick some, I think fingerprint. Yeah, I'm going to use fingerprint. So let's search for, yeah, fingerprint here. So I'm going to copy this name and go inside the role resource and paste that here. And for the permission, I'm going to use the key. Yeah, here we have key, and let's go inside the permission resource and add the key. Now, also let's add the navigation sort. As I said, the users I want to be up here, then roles, then permissions. So go to the role and add this one, which is going to be 2. Save, go to the permission, which is going to be 3. And now let's save this and let's refresh. Yeah, we have users, roles, and permissions. We can group them all together if you like. So for example, let's go to the navigation and group navigation. We can add group all of them in these settings. For example, let's say, and let's go here, save, and let's go here and save. And now refresh. We have here inside the settings the users, roles, and the permissions. Okay friends, that's it about this video. I hope you enjoy and see you in the next one. All the best. Hello friends, welcome back. Now in this video I'm going to change the tables and also the forms a little bit. So for example, in the users we have the name, email verified at, and the created at and updated at here, and the edit. And for example, if I want to delete the user, we need to go to the edit and delete. But also I want to add a delete button here and remove, for example, the updated at. Okay, and maybe add a search here. So let's open the VS Code and let's navigate in the filament user resource. Down there, when we have a table, we have the name, and let's remove this updated at, as I said. And now the name, I'm going to make searchable, the name, also the email. So to make that, we need just to say the chain, the searchable here, and the same with the email. So let's say searchable. Okay. For the created ad and for the email verified ad, I'm going to make them sortable. So let's say sortable like this, and the same thing here. Just I'm going to move this after the date and time, and this one also after the date and time, say sortable. And let's save and let's see how it's going to look. Yeah, we have a search here, and the email and created at is email verified, and created at is sortable. Okay, so we can search, for example, for the admin, and we have only the admin here. Good. Now let's add also that delete button. In the actions, we have the edit action. Let's add also the delete action. So I'm going to copy and paste this and just change the action to be the delete action. Hit enter, save, and let's come here and refresh. And now we have this delete here. And if I want to delete, confirm that, and we deleted the user. Okay, I think we are okay now. When we go to create a new user, we need also to add roles and permissions. For example, to the user, I want to add the role as a writer, so he can write a post, edit a post, and delete a post, for example, or we can add only permissions. So, for example, only to create a post, not edit and delete. So if we want now to add all the permissions to the roles, if you go to Laravel permission package, Laravel permission, and here we have Spatie introduction. Okay, so using permission via roles, we can assign. So assigning permissions to role, we can give permissions, for example, to edit articles or delete articles. So what I want to say, let's go to the roles first, and here we have the writer, and I want to assign to this writer the permissions create, edit, and delete posts. So let's create a new permission, and for example here, let's go back, we have this create post, and if I say again the create post, the name has already been taken. Okay. Let's say edit post. And one more for the delete post. So let's say delete, and maybe let's zoom it like this, delete post. And now we have 3 permissions. Now all these 3 permissions, I'm going to add the writer here. So for that, let's go to this writer, and when we update, also I want to add a relationship, select a relationship here down there. So if you go to the fields, so here I am inside the form builder, and select inside the field, select the select field, and we have examples, but also we have examples for the relationship. So populating automatically from a relationship, and here we have a relationship for the one-to-many or multiple like this. And I'm going to copy also the preload because I want to preload the field. So for example, let's just copy this one right now. And let's navigate inside the role resource. Here when we have a form, card make, and we add a text input for name, min, length, and max length. After this one, I'm going to add the select. And also let's import the select. Just change the technologies to be permissions. Multiple, yeah, when I want to add multiple, and relationship is permissions, and I want to display the name here. And if I save, and let's go to the project and refresh, as you can see, we have permission here as a select, and if we want to start the type, the search, if I want to preload now, we need to add this, to change the preload in this one, and let's save, and let's try again, refresh. Now if I just select here, we preload the permissions. And for example, I want to add this one, and this one. And if I say save changes, we are redirected back. And if I click the writer again, we have all the permissions here. Okay, so now if I want to add these permissions, all the permissions to the user, we just need to assign this role to the user instead of all the permissions. This is the idea why I added the permissions to the role. Okay, now for example here, if I go to the roles and let's create another role with as a writer, we need, yeah, now writer already exists, so we need to add that validation in the text input, and we need to say also to be unique. So let's say unique like this. Oh, sorry, we need to chain unique and save. Come here and refresh. Create a new role, and if I say writer and just let's say create the name field, the name has already been taken. Good, but if I go back and let's go to the writer and let's update this. So I'm going to remove the permissions and save changes. Now we have the name has already been taken. If you go to the validation for the unique, here we have an example. We need to ignore the record. So unique and ignore record, that's true. If we say that, so if you're using the admin panel, you can easily ignore the current record by using ignore record instead. And let's save right now and let's go and see again if I refresh. So I'm going to remove now all unsaved changes and we redirected back, so we are okay. Good, and I think the same thing we need to do in the permissions. If I see the permissions, yeah, here we have the unique, and let's add the ignore record to true. And now here, as you can see, we have only the, also in the role resource, only the name. Let's display also the ID and the created at. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add here the text column, and I'm going to say make, and I want to make a text column for the ID, which is going to be sortable. Okay, and maybe let's add also the created at. So inside the user resource we have that, and let's just copy this and paste it inside here. And if I save, and let's go here and inside the roles, now we have the ID, which is sortable, as you can see, and the name and the created at. Also, let's add the delete. And if you don't like this date here, date and time, you want, for example, only the date. In the date and time, we can add the date, day, month, and the year like this. And for example, if I refresh, yeah, now we have only the date. Okay. And as I said, let's add also the delete button. So the same we did for the users. Let's copy and paste this one and change the action to be the delete action. Save, come here and refresh. Yeah. And let's do the same thing now for the permissions. Let's add the ID, the created at, and the delete button. So I'm going to copy what we have here, go to the permissions and paste it here. And let's add also the delete action here. So let's say delete action and save and refresh, and we are okay. Okay friends, that's it about this video. I hope you enjoy and see you in the next video when we are going to add the roles, to assign roles, and also assign permissions to the user. So see you in the next one. All the best. Hello friends, welcome. Now in this video, let's add the roles and permission here so we can assign roles or permissions and also revoke them. To do that, I'm going to go first in the roles and roles resource, and up here we have added the permissions relationship. So let's copy this one and add inside the user resource. We have a form, and let's add right here. Just add a comma, add one more. This is going to be for the roles, and relationship is going to be roles like this. I'm going to add form components here to not import them. And let's refresh now. As you can see, we have roles and permissions. If I select the edit user and I want to add, for example, admin, save changes. Okay, go. And yeah, we have the admin here. And we can remove that. Right now, if we go in the models, user model, we added this method so can access the filament, and only the user who has a role admin can access now this admin panel. Right now, we added also to the edit user, to the test user, a role admin. So if I log out and log in with this one, we can have access to this admin. So I'm going to log out and let's log in with a test example. And yeah, we have access to this one. Okay, now, for example, I want also to have, let's go to the roles. We have a writer, and I want also the writer, the user who has the writer role, to have access to this admin panel. For that, let's go to the users and let's create a new user, and I'm going to name it a writer, this one, and let's say writer example.com, add just the date here and add the password. I'm going to add writer role and let's say create. Very good. Now this writer has the role writer. If I log out with this one and let's log in with the writer at example.com and add the password, I think like this. Yeah, we have for all three forbidden, but we can add an array here and say if the user has a role admin or, for example, in our case, writer. And let's save this. Now come here and refresh. Yeah, we have access. We are a writer here and we have access to the admin panel. But if I go to the roles right now, and for example, I want to delete this. So let's delete the admin now. Okay, yeah, I deleted. And of course, if I log out and let's log in with admin, yeah, we have forbidden because the role admin do not exist. So for that, we don't have that role. On what I want to do in this video also, I want to hide the role admin from the list. So no one can can delete that. Either the admin. So for that, let's run the artisan migrate fresh dash seed and come here, refresh. Yeah, we have access now, and let's go to the roles. We have only admin. Let's create the writer role and let's say create. Now I want to hide the admin role from here, only the admin role. So no one can delete that admin because I want the user who has the role admin to have access to the admin panel. For that, if you go to the filamentphp, and here we have an example for multi-tenancy, And we need to add this public static function get eloquent query builder, which is returning the builder. And here we can add the where closer. So let's copy this and let's navigate inside the role resource. And at the end, I'm going to add this method. Just instead of where belong to the auth user, I'm going to say where and say where the name is not admin. Okay, where the name is not admin. And that's it. So by adding this one, we're going to show all the roles except the role where the name is admin. So if I come here and refresh, we have only the writer. We can edit and delete this or all other roles, but not the admin. And now we are okay, I think, for our admin role. That's it about this video, and see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome. Right now, anyone who has access to the admin panel can create a new user, edit a user, delete, or the same for the role. Can create new role, edit or delete a role. And for the permissions, the same thing. And now I want to change this one. And if I open the VS Code inside the app models, we changed what user can access the filament admin panel. So the user who has the admin and writer role can access that. And that's okay. But for example, I want only the user who has the role admin, the create, edit, and delete user, create, edit, and delete roles, and permissions, the same thing. The writer, I'm going to leave only for a post. I'm going to create a post model in the next video and leave it only the access to the post. For that, if you go to the filament and let's go, for example, here, we are inside the admin panel and let's go to the resources and listing records. And we have the authorization here. For authorization, Filament will observe any model policies that are registered in our application. So, for example, the users may access the list page if the view any method of the model policy returns true. And let's do that. Let's go inside the Laravel.com documentation and to create the generate a policy, we can run the PHP artisan make policy. And for example, here we have post policy. And we can add also the model post. And let's copy that. And I'm going to open the terminal inside here and paste that in. Just I'm going to change the model and the name to be user and the model is going to be user. So I'm going to work with the users. Right now, as you can see, we have 403 forbidden because we created the policy and the view any is not returning true, which we have here. So user may access the list page of if the view any method of the model policy returns true. And right now we created that policy, but this is not returning true. And as I said, I want only the user who has the role admin to have access to the users. So for that, I'm going to say in here, in the user policy view any method, we have inject the user, and I want to return if the user has the role admin. Now, if the user has the role admin, it's going to return true, otherwise it's going to return false. And if I save this, we need to go inside the provider in the auth service provider to register this policy. So let's come here and let's say user model, and yeah, add the user policy here. Just we need to import this user policy, and let's save that. Okay, so import the user model and user policy here. And with that, now if I come here and refresh, yeah, we have access only, as you can see right now, only to list the users. Because in the user policy, we have returned true only in this view any. Now for the edit and delete, because right now we don't have the edit button, and delete also the create one. Let's go up here in the filament PHP, inside the resources. Let's go to the create in the record, authorization. And now on the create method, we need to return true. User may access the create page if the create method of the model policy return true. So let's come here. I'm going to copy this. And here we have the create method, and let's paste that in. If I save and I refresh, as you can see, now we have this button. Very good. And let's the same for the update. I'm going to say only the user who has the role admin, and for the delete, and I don't need this one. And also either this one. So let's save this and come here and refresh. And now we have the button to create new user, edit, and delete a user. So let's delete this, confirm, and we delete it. Okay, friends, that's it, the demonstration how we can use the roles to protect the user model in this case. And in the next video, I'm going to work with a post model, as I said. So see you in the next one. All the best, and thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome back. Right now we are logged in as a admin user, and we have access to create a new user, edit and delete users. For the roles, we have two roles, the admin and the writer. The admin we hide from the table here, and permissions, we don't have any permission right now. Let's create a new user. I'm going to create a new user, and I'm going to say a writer user, a writerexample.com, add the day for today. I'm going to add the password, and I'm going to assign the writer role. Let's say create. Okay. And now this writer can have access to the admin panel, but not to the users to edit and delete and create new user. Only can see the users here, or also we can hide them, but I'm going to leave to see the users. For the roles, I'm going to hide the roles and permissions. Just can see the users, and also I'm going to create the post model, and the writer can create, edit and delete posts. But for now, I'm going to hide the roles and permission from the writer, and also just leave to see the list of users. So if I log out sign out as admin, and let's sign in as a writer. Okay. Yeah, right now we don't see the users, and we see the roles and permission. So I'm going to hide the roles and permission and show the users. Okay, here inside the user policy, when we say view any, we check, we return if the user has the role admin. But also I want to because this view any is to display the list of users we see in the previous video. So let's also add an array here for the admin and for the writer. So the writer can see the user list. If I save now and let's go back and let's refresh, as you can see, we have users here now and we can see the users, but we cannot delete them or create new user and so on. Now let's hide the roles and permission, but roles and permissions are not our model. It's from Spatie package. So for that, what I'm going to do, because if we go back and let's see here, so for the authorization, we can see Filament will observe any model policy that are registered in our app. And if we create a role policy, it's going to see if we have the model role in our models directory. So let's do that. Let's create the policy first. And here we have an example. And let's copy this one. Open the terminal and let's paste this. Just change the name to be from post to be role. And one more for the permission. Okay. Very good. Now if I come here and refresh, as you can see, we have the roles here and also the permissions, and it's not returning true from create or from view any. And what I'm going to do to protect that, I'm going to create a model role and a model permission in our models directory. So let's open again the terminal and let's say artisan make model role and also make model permission. And now we have a permission and a role here. Go to the role and instead of extending the model, what I'm going to extend is extend the role from Spatie permission models role like this. So use Spatie permission models role as models role and we extend that, save, close this, and for permission the same thing. Instead of the model, we extend the permission from Spatie and let's save, close this one. And of course, right now, nothing happened because the roles and permission are from the Spatie in the filament resource. So let's go here and go to the permission first. And we have the permission class, which is from Spatie permission models permission, but let's remove this and let's now import our app models permission. Okay, save this. Let's go to the role, do the same thing here. Remove the role imported from Spatie and import our app models role. Save, come here and refresh. Now we have forbidden because we are inside the permission. And let's go back. And as you can see, we have only the users. If right now, for example, yeah, we have the list of the user and let's log out, sign out, and let's sign in as admin. Also, we don't see for the admin. So for that, we need to go in the policies permission policy and view any, we are going to do the same thing we have done in the user policy. So let's copy this and paste here, but for the role I'm going to add only the admin right now. So let's remove the writer and let's copy this, and for create also only the admin, for the update only the admin, and for delete only the admin. Save, go to the permission, the same in here, not the view, but for the create, update and delete, and save. Come back, refresh. We have roles and permission here. We have roles. We don't have any permission. So let's create a new role. And let's say, for example, I'm going to create a moderator role. Create. We created the moderator. Good. Let's go and create a permission. Let's say create posts. And yeah, so everything works correctly. And now only the admin can see the roles and permissions, and also can edit, delete, and create new user, but also the writer can see the users, only can see the table of the users. Okay, now let's create a new user, and I'm going to create the moderator user. So let's say moderator example. I'm going to add date for today. I'm going to add a password, and let's add the moderator role, create, okay. And what I'm going to do now, the moderator can have access to see the roles and permissions, and also the moderator can edit and create a new user. So let's do that. Let's sign out and let's sign it as a moderator. And we don't have access to the admin because we need to go in the models user model, and here we can say also a moderator can access that. And if I refresh, yeah, but the moderator right now don't have access to the user, either to the table, to the role or permission. So let's change that. Let's go in the permissions, and as I said, the permissions, let's say the moderator can only see the permission, and here I'm going to say also the moderator can have access to view any, which is going to return true if the user has the moderator role. And inside of the role policy, the same thing, the moderator can view that. And if I come here and refresh, we have roles, but just to see them, and permissions just to see them. Now for the user, let's go into the user policy. For the view any, also add moderator, and I'm going to copy this because I'm lazy for that, and just also to create a new user, I'm going to add the moderator, the update a user, but not to delete, just see the users, create and edit. Let's save this, come here and refresh. And now we have users here, and we can see can create new user and can edit the user but not delete. Now you can play with the roles and permissions, but this is just an example to show you what we can do with roles to protect also the role and permission from Spatie package. That's it about this video, and see you in the next one, friends. Don't forget, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel. Hello friends, welcome. Right now I'm logged in as admin, and with admin we have the access to create new user, edit and delete users, roles, the same thing, and permissions for the same thing. We have the admin, user, writer and moderator here. In this video I'm going to create the post model and resource. So let's open the VS Code here, and I'm going to close this one and open the terminal here. And let's say artisan make model, and I'm going to name it post. Okay. Also we need the post migration. So let's delete this, and because I forgot to create the migration, so let's say dash and for migration. Okay. And let's open now that migration here. And what I'm going to add only the title, because this is not. So yeah, here we have title and content. Very good. Let's save and let's close. Let's run the artisan migrate now. Artisan migrate. Very good. And let's go also in the post model and add here the protected fillable. But just we need to change the body to be content. Like this. Okay. And let's create the resource. So artisan make filament dash resource, and I'm going to name it post resource. Very good. And if I open here and refresh, we have posts right here. And if we go to the create new post, we don't have a field, so we need to add. And let's go inside the filament. And inside the user, I'm going to copy first the table, because I'm going to display only the title. So inside the table, let's add this and change this to be title. Okay. And for the form, also let's copy the first one for the name. And I'm going to add, first we need to add the card from filament form components, card make, and then we need to change the schema here, add an array and paste that in. Paste this one, what we have copied from here. Just change from name to be title. Okay, let's come here and let's refresh. And yeah, we have the title, but we need also the content. So let's do the same thing for, and instead of text input, I'm going to add the, so let's go here in the filament PHP and form builder. We need the not text input, but text area like this. And yeah, let's say text area, make description and paste it here. And let's say required. Okay, let's change the required here and let's save. Go to posts, and we have the title and the description. Very good. And right now we are admin. We don't have any policy for the post, so we can create and post. Let's say create content. Yeah, we just need to say content here. I forgot to do that. And let's refresh. And let's type something. Let's say create and create it. And yeah, we have the title here. Now let's do the same thing with the post. So when we create, I want to redirect to the post lists. So for that, I'm going to go inside the role resource, create, and copy this. Also, let's copy this one and go to the post create and paste that in. So we are going to redirect to the index URL, and we're going to say when we create a new post created. Let's close and let's go in the edit. The same thing, I'm going to copy from here and paste in the edit post and say post updated. Okay, let's say new post. I'm going to say first post, if I write correctly, and just add something here. Create, we redirect post created, and we redirect it here. And if I edit this one, so let's say second post, save changes, okay. Post updated, and we updated the title here. And if we search for the second post, we have only the second post. This is how we can create a resource, you know right now, I think. Now I want to create the policy to protect this post. Right now we are logged in as admin, and let's come here, open the terminal and say artisan, make policy. I'm going to name it post policy dash model, which is going to be post. Enter, okay. And now if I refresh, we don't see, we have forbidden for posts, and we don't see the post right here because it's not returning true on the post policy, either in here or in other methods. And that's it going to be for the next video. So I'm going to leave as it is right now, and you can challenge yourself how to fix this. For example, the admin can create, edit, view all the posts and delete. The moderator also can create, edit, and delete posts. The writer can only write and update, create and update the post, not delete, and so on. Okay, so see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome back. Now we are logged in as admin, and we created the post model, post migration, and the post resource, but we don't see the post resource here because also we created the post policy and we leave it empty, the post policy. Right now we have post policy here. Yeah, all the methods is not returning true or false. So with that, we are going to work in this video. First, the admin user can see posts, can edit, create new one, and delete posts. The moderator also can see all the posts, can create a post, can edit and can delete. And for the writer, I'm going just to create and edit posts and see all the posts. Okay, so let's come here And let's go inside the user. And I'm going to copy this one here and paste it here. And as I said, the admin and the writer and the moderator can view them. Now for the create, I'm going to say the admin, writer and moderator. For the update, the same thing. For the delete, only the admin and the moderator. Let's delete also this one and let's save right now. Come here and refresh. We see the post because we are logged in as admin. We can edit, and let's also add the delete button here. To do that, we need to go in the filament post resource, and here when we have actions, we need to add that. So I'm going to copy this and paste down there and change the edit to be delete action, and just I'm going to add right here and refresh. Yeah, we have the delete. Okay, now the same thing we have for the moderator. If I log out, so let's go to the users and we have the moderator, moderatorexample.com and writerexample.com. So let's sign out here and sign with moderator, add the password, sign in, and we are signing as a moderator. Go to the post, we see all the posts, new post, edit and delete. Okay, let's sign out and let's sign in as a writer. Add the password. Go to the post, we see all the posts, we have the edit and delete and create new post for the writer, but the delete I want to remove. So for that, in the delete, just remove the writer here. Let's save, come here and refresh, and now we don't see that. Okay, this is for the roles. Now in the next video, I'm going to work with the permission. Because right now we have worked only with roles. Okay, so see you in the next one. All the best and thank you very much for following me. Hello friends, welcome back. Now in this video we are going to work with permissions. And right now we have only the create post permission. And inside the roles we have the moderator, writer and the admin, which is not showing here. And the moderator doesn't have any permission yet, and also the writer. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do, just to demonstrate to you, I'm going to create a new user here because I am as admin here. And let's say just a test user. Test example.com. Let's add the today and I'm going to add the password. I'm not going to assign any roles to this one, only the permission, which is the create post. And let's say create. Okay, now I'm going to sign out and sign in with this test example.com. This, as you know, this has only the create post permission, and we don't use that in our app yet. So let's say testexample.com and add the password. Right now we have forbidden first. Okay. And let's go in our code. Set the models when we have the user model and we have this can access filament. I'm going to uncomment this and leave all the users to see right now that, when we are going to change that later. Okay, and also we need to remove this implement and save. Go back and refresh, and yeah, here we are, but we don't see nothing. And because we are as a test user, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the ability to see this user, which has a create post, to see the post and also to create a new post. So for that, we need to go in the post policy and in the view any here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say to check if the user has the role or the user has that permission create post. For that, I'm going to create an if statement here, and if the user, and just let me move this line of code inside here. If the user has the role admin, writer, or moderator, or I'm going to say, or the user has permission to create posts like this, and if that is true, I'm going to return true, otherwise I'm going to return false. And the same I'm going to do also on the create. And let's see, go back, refresh. Yeah, we see the post and we have the ability to create a new post here. Very good. So let's create a new test post. Yeah, everything works correctly. Well, that's okay, but as you can see, we check if the user has the role or the user has permission. And if you go to the Laravel permission in the documentation, we can see a best practice role versus the permissions. And here we have roles can still be used to group permission for easy assignment of the user model, but we have an example here. Users have roles. We assign roles to users, and roles have permissions, and your app always check for permissions, not roles. So for that, what I'm going to do, let's go back, and I'm going to sign out and sign in as admin. And let's go to the roles, moderator, and I'm going to assign create permission, create posts permission, save changes. Let's go to the writer and also here create posts, but also let's create more permissions. Create and delete. So delete posts and also update posts. Let's say update posts. Now we have 3 permissions. Let's go to the roles and to the moderator also. I'm going to add the delete and the update. And now we have create, delete, update posts, save changes, go to the writer, the same thing. Not to the writer, I'm going just to add the create and the update posts, not the delete. Good. Now in the post model, instead of checking if the user has a role, I'm going to check only the user, if the user has permission to create posts and can create the post. For here, the view Also, let's create for the view, let's go to permission and new permission. I'm going to say view post, and let's add also this permission to the moderator and also to the writer. And with that, now we are going to do in the view any, just we are going to check if the user has permission to view posts. It's more simple. And let's do the same thing here just in case. Okay. Then the create post, we just check if the user has permission to create posts. Here, if the user has permission to update the post or edit the post, we can say, and for the delete, we can say if the user has permission to delete the post. Save, come here and refresh. Right now we are admin, as you can see here, and we don't see any post because the admin role doesn't have the permissions. But for that, we are going to make some changes. Let's go here. So in the Spatie Laravel permission documentation and go to the defining a super admin. And here I'm going to copy this line. And we need to go in the auth service provider and add in the boot method, add this line of code. So let's come here. Providers auth service provider, and in the boot method, we need to add gate and we need to import the gate. Oh yeah, we have here. Okay, so gate before a closure, we get the user and return if the user has role, not super admin, but just admin. And with that, now if I come here and refresh, we have the post. So all the permissions is going to belong to this user. So this user is super admin, have all the permissions. Okay, now let's sign out and let's sign in with the moderator. Let's add the password. Sign in. Let's go to the post. As a moderator, we have the edit, delete, and create new post, and we see all the posts. Good. Let's sign out and let's see as the writer. As a writer, we see all the posts. We have the new post button and the edit, not the delete. So very good. And let's sign in as a test user now for last time. Add the password. And as a test user, we don't see the post here because we don't added the view post permission to this user. Okay. So let's go and log in as admin. So here to the users, this test user has only the permission to create a post, but not to see all the posts or to update and delete. So let's say also he can view posts and save changes. Now, if we go and sign in with that user, so with a test user, this user can see the posts and can create new posts only. And you can play with the permission now. This is the tutorial how we can use the Spatie Laravel permission package with Filament admin panel. I hope you enjoy and see you in the other tutorials. All the best, friends, and thank you very much for following me.